A red saber, that might be my favorite weapon, maybe other than a silver sword, just because so many enemies are susceptible to fire. And now we can even put the silver rapier on the salon if we wanted to, since there are far more enemies that are susceptible to holy than are water. But we'll just leave it as it is now. And I'm guessing we'll have a lot more action in this clip than that last one. Now I'm trying to think, would I have rather had a red saber there or a burn sword in that situation? And really it might have been the burn sword, because 3 out of my 4 characters can equip it. And it has a really nice IP attack that is an attack all, which I said is usually not favorable. But in the case of Fire Elemental, there's so many enemies that are susceptible that there are some situations where it can take out an entire party. Now, don't ask me about Brave in Guts, because I don't have any idea how it works, and I don't even think it works the way it's supposed to. Whatever way that is. Some more decent drop possibilities here. Trolls drop multi-swords, which I can't use, I mean, I don't really need to use at this point, but they make great capsule monster food. And then those gnomes up there often drop silver armor, which I can probably use. Sometimes if you're really desperate for a decent armor, you can kind of let gnomes linger because they'll call other gnomes to their aid and you can get a better chance of getting dropped a silver armor. And there's a silver armor. And I didn't even really need it that bad. But once I'm done with it, it'll make good capsule monster food. At this point, Flash isn't going to be very helpful to us at all. We don't really need the healing. She doesn't have very powerful attacks. She has a great stat upper. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But she's slow enough that it doesn't really do you as much good as it could. It would be best if she went first and performed it, so that you could have it for all your physical attacks. Plus, she has to learn it first. And there's a multi-sword. Floor 32. There's one of those HP pads. really it looked like the only character that needs IP is Salon, and I'm not going to waste any time getting her meter up right now. Now, who to give a life potion to? Salon needs it the most. As you can see, she has the fewest. But I usually like to put it on Maxim just so he's that much harder for enemies to kill. There we go. Finally a really nice holy weapon for Salon to equip. Now I'm not a big fan of Celestial, but just the normal holy attack it's got is great. Hopefully we'll eventually replace it with a super sword. And when, you know, here we go. Now I've got him. And really with this guys, it doesn't make that much of a difference. They're so weak that I would have defeated them anyway. But I just wanted to show that again, how to get the drop on that an enemy that moves in that manner. Ooh, another blue chest. Let's see how lucky I am. That's okay. It'll provide Salon with water, elemental protection. She didn't have a shield, so we'll get a big upper here. What's that, like 75 almost? A little bit of agility. So all in all, pretty good. Honestly, I was hoping for a weapon just to make the battles go faster. Beggars can't be choosers. And obviously I definitely needed shields, so that'll definitely help. And just overall, her defense had been lacking. She was my only character so far to fall, and you could tell she was taking a lot of damage. So in the big picture, that probably was for the best. Well, that's annoying. Sometimes teleporting enemies can go from room to room, and as you can see, this guy's slippery. And I'm coming to the end of this one, this clip. You notice there, guy completely whiffed. That's because skulls do not get hit by Thunder Elemental. That's one of the dangers of finding a Sky Sword. As powerful as it is, you can get yourself into some trouble sometimes, forgetting that you've got it equipped. That's why, even with the stat uppers that the Sky Sword has, I actually prefer the Sizzle Sword. It just comes in handy more often, and you don't have to remember any special things about it. You can just keep it equipped. Ooh, let's save this for the next clip.